What's going on, reality hackers? It's your man, Michael, and I am back with another video today. And we're going to talk about the 3-step process you can use to break any habit with the law of attraction. As always, like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, get your free apps, get your free goodies, all in the description. We're here for you. We're ready to support you. Okay, good stuff. So I have my handy dandy content over here. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be talking about the 3-step process you can use to change any habit with the law of attraction. It's going to trip you out, but it's going to be really, really powerful. Okay, so the first thing here is what I want to do is I want to look at the behavior, the habit that I have that I want to get rid of. Most of the time, if there's a habit that I want to get rid of, there's something in that habit that I'm using to ignore, to gloss over, to run from, to hide. And it's really, really important here as you're doing this work. I want to emphasize this, that it's done with a sense of love, care, compassion, not judgment, right? The more you judge yourself, the further you get away from being responsible for your own transformation. You cannot sit here in self-condemnation and simultaneously transform your own life. So when it comes to habits that we're doing, right, whether they're good or bad, honestly, right, whether it's a good habit or a bad habit, we put these habits into place either consciously or unconsciously because of what they do for us, right? And when it comes to bad habits or habits that we do not believe benefit to the whole of our life, there is a large chance there that that habit is allowing us to do something that may not be optimal or it may not be beneficial for our lives. But what I want to do here is when I'm beginning to really take the law of attraction, apply it to habit change, I want to look at my belief around what the habit gives me, right? There's obviously some sort of relief. There's some sort of dopamine, serotonin hit that comes from the bad habit, right? There's some sort of belief that I have around what the habit gives me. It might give me comfort. It might give me a sense of comfort. It might give me a sense of peace, very temporary, but it might give me a sense of relief, right? All of these tones are in there. And what happens here is I want to look at what I believe the habit is giving me, because when I look at what I believe the habit is giving me, I'm immediately looking at a part of myself that is not believing or adhering to the wholeness of my being, right? Because you know this, we talk about this. You are the totality of the universe experiencing itself subjectively, and you are needing nothing. You do not need anything. And this is super, super, super important here, because as we move into the second step of this, what we want to begin to understand is ultimately, that I am this, and then how to embody that throughout the day, right? And one thing you can do to embody the belief that you already have the thing that you think the habit is helping you get away from or providing temporarily, ultimately is really exploring the feeling tones of what your life would be like if you didn't need the habit, right? What is the habit giving you? What if you had that without the habit? Entering into the belief that you have that without needing the habit, because the truth is you can explore, right? There's a relief, there's a comfort, there's a contentment that comes from participating in the habit. You can open up those same feelings in regards to the perception of you already having and possessing whatever that is, right? If I am, most likely, here's the thing, we'll list off some common habits, right? If it's bad junk food, really, really bad eating habits, right? There's a chance that there, especially if it's processed foods, there's a lot of dopamine and serotonin that comes from those foods that ultimately acts like triggers, so that when we're sad, when we're depressed, we're looking for wholeness, we're looking for adequacy, we're looking for enoughness, but we find it in food. And it can be food, it can be porn, it can be sex, it can be drugs, it can whatever it is, right? Something that we're looking to ultimately that keeps us from walking in our full power. And you know this, right? I don't have to tell you what your habits are. You just have to look and be like, yeah, I know internally that this is not the best thing for me, right? So you want to look at what you think that habit's giving you. And then ultimately, man, what you want to do is you really want to begin to live as though you already have the thing that the habit gives you without the habit being present, right? This is ridiculously important. I think ultimately, to kind of top this all off, put it in a layered cake, what you can begin to do is remember when you used to need the habit, right? Think about the perspective of remembering when you used to need the habit that you have that gives you something that ultimately is representative of something you do have, but you're not giving yourself internally. So when you begin to remember when, right, this is a classic Neville here, I remember when the habit, I used to need the habit. I used to look for X in the habit. All of a sudden, I'm literally energetically placing myself somewhere where the habit is not a necessary part of my lifestyle. And because I can only do to the extent that I can be, and I can only be to the extent that I am, and what I am is ultimately determined by my self-identification, I will naturally begin to unwind the tendency to go to that habit. I can guarantee you, I've seen this work a million times in my own life and the lives of our clients. And so again, summarizing this, right? 3-step process to eliminate bad habits with the law of attraction. First step, look at the life that you're giving to the belief around the habit, right? What do you believe the habit is bringing you that you don't already have? Really, really important. The second step is to live as though you already have the thing that you believe the habit is bringing you that you don't already have, right? And the third step here is to remember when you used to need the habit to get whatever it is or to avoid whatever you avoided, and now you no longer need it. You literally place yourself in prime position to not only deal with whatever it is that's at the core, because it's a psychological factor at the core of the habit, but then transmute that into something that allows you to overcome it and walk as a completely new person. It's that simple. Take it, run with it, test it, get back to me. I want to know what happens. I want to know what happens when you take this and test it. Don't take me at my word. Take it, run it, throw it, right? Get down with this stuff. I can promise you it's real because I live by it every single day. You're amazing, you're powerful, you are wonderful, you are awesome, you are worthy and beautiful. As always, like and comment, subscribe if that implores you. If you love what we're doing here, that helps us a ton, helps us reach more people. And I will see you tomorrow for another video.